So I understand that not everybody wants to work a 9 to 5. Some people want to start their own business, you know, become entrepreneurs and make money for themselves. They may be good at crafting and so they'll sell their craft. Maybe they want to start their own clothing brand, which to be honest is something I want to do myself, so I understand. But never did I think, okay, you know what? I was gonna try to say something, but okay, whatever. This man sells dead bodies. This guy right here, his name is Henry, he sells dead bodies. And you know, when I say dead bodies, I mean like, you know, skeletons, like not actually bodies with like flesh, or at least to my knowledge. Like y'all, I'm just completely lost, to be honest. First of all, I didn't know selling dead bodies was legal. Like, I thought, like, if you found a dead body or you found, like, a skeleton or a skull, you gotta, like, report it to the police, or maybe, you know, you might want to donate it to the museum. But never did I think you could open up a shop, put it on the shelf, and sell it, and make some rocks, you know, some cold, hard cash, my guy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. I don't know who I'm more afraid of. The person that's selling the dead bodies or the person who is buying the dead bodies. All right, so again, I have a lot of questions, but you know what, just let's play the clip.
One of the most expensive items I own is the human skin mask. It's a Victorian prostitute's vagina. It's something I'd quite like to acquire. I have sold human remains for hundreds of thousands of pounds, and this is how I did it.
Alright, so I actually have more questions than I did before. Like, that was a pretty interesting 20 seconds. But you know what though? I'm gonna say this. At least he looks the part. I actually wouldn't be surprised if I met this guy and he says that he sells dead things. And I will believe that whatever he's selling me is legit. Plus, he looks like he's from Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think looks pretty cool. I actually just don't know where to begin. Like, I have so many questions. Like, my brain is still processing that this is legal. So, apparently this is legal.
It's a fairly small group of people who are trusted to sell this kind of thing. eBay doesn't allow it, Gumtree doesn't allow it. There are certain guidelines and regulations you have to follow. You can buy and sell most things as long as it's not for tissue transplant, as long as it's not illegally obtained.
How do you legally find a dead body? Like, cause where do you find this? I'm pretty sure you don't just, you know, stumble across it on your way to work or something. Are you telling me they have like some sort of dead bone detector that they could just look up and say, okay, there's a one about 20 miles away from here, let's get in the car and that's a, you know, vroom vroom, let's go get it. Grab the shovels. Or do you just look at a spot and say, this is it, I'm gonna get my shovel and my pickaxe and we gonna make something happen. So for my sanity, let's just say that they may go to some historic places that maybe has some long history behind it and they were just able to find something, okay? Whatever, we're moving on. So my next question is, why do you wanna buy this? I know some people who really love Halloween, so they love skulls, they love skeletons, you know, they love weird monsters or dead things and that kind of stuff, but what possesses you to spend like $20,000? Because this stuff isn't cheap, by the way, guys. This stuff is not cheap.
I've seen them sell up to 25,000. If she was Egyptian, you know, you could start at 100,000.
Like, is it not enough to buy one on Amazon, my guy? Is it some sort of flex that you can do? You know, like somebody comes over and says, hey man, I like that skull on your desk. Where'd you get it from? The ground, my guy. That's a real skull from the ancient histories, my guy. 1,500 years ago, my guy. Put some respect on my skull! Like, what is it? And you cannot say it's for your peace of mind. There's no reason why you need a real skull for your peace of mind or for anything. Unless you're making potions or you're doing some sort of witchcraft, I feel like it ain't worth it. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. Like, they don't fully answer that in the videos. It just says that people have interest in these things, but I just want to know what makes them interesting to them. But I also want to backtrack to this part real quick, okay? Play this clip.
This piece here is something that I'd quite like to acquire. It's a Victorian wet specimen of a prostitute's vagina.
Who did this? Like, I honestly want to know who did this. Who cut it out? I want to know who reserved it and why. All right, so this is about to be a bad joke, but it's still a question. Was it like that good that they had to save it? Like, was the poom poom that good that some man had to say, this cannot die, this needs to keep going? It was so good it can't be in the grave, it must be on display. Who wants to buy this? Besides Henry, who wants to buy? You know what? Simps. I 100% believe that simps will want and will pay for anything that is related to the female body. Which, by the way, again, they don't answer why somebody would want this, but I'm pretty sure it's expensive. Like, yo. This is just That's insane. Okay, so I still have a lot of questions, but I guess my next big question is why? Henry, tell me, why did you go into this business? Which he actually doesn't kind of explain how we got into it, which I'll play for you right now.
I've always had an interest in things. I think it was mainly when my father left. Apparently that's when I needed to fill this void and I started hoarding things.
Okay, so I know your dad leaving you when you were a kid, that must have been traumatic, okay? There's no question. But to fill that void with dead bodies, you know what? This is beyond my power to analyze. I'm not gonna try to dive into something that I probably shouldn't know about. That was really it. I mean, I still have a lot of questions, obviously, and some of my questions did get answered, but it wasn't enough explanation for me to really understand, which, to be honest, I feel like I just won't understand. I don't think my brain will process this. But hey, now you know. If you ever happen to stumble across a mummy or some kind of weird dead thing, you could give it to a museum or somebody to research it, or take a picture, post it on the gram, and you can make some money. You know what I'm saying? I may not understand the hustle, but I respect the hustle. All right? Keep hustling.
Made it through the struggle, got it off the muscle. Wanted Gucci on my buckle, so I had to hustle.